Friends, before watching the video, please support me by liking and subscribing to the channel. My name is Anna. I'm 44. I'm married and we have a generally happy family unit. I'm short in height and have a great figure. My husband likes IT and overall. I'm athletic. I try to take care of myself and often go to the gym, so everything is always at the highest level. My hair is blondie. Ulta I'm fair-haired. I have grey eyes, but that's not the point, like many women. I love a good, tasty cocktail or a glass of expensive champagne or wine. My husband works in the party industry, nightclubs, bars, and often is not home, but at the same time, money is no problem. Many men have no problem with money. They stare at me even in my husband's presents, which they receive in return. So, there was a New Year's corporate party, and my colleagues and I naturally decided to celebrate. Modestly, in our department at the company, I wore a chic outfit. A tight-fitting black dress just above the knee that I begged my husband for as one of which's New Year's gifts. I love black in general. IT suits me great, and you should have seen me. Our department is quite small, 5 women and the boss is a man. Is 50. The boss is in. Yet another year, he took care of the New Year's table. And we women, in turn, took care of wishes. Sorting was fun. There were some contests. Someone tried to sing and dance. But in this state, women probably look funny. IT was so funny. I was having fun and laughing. Until they called our department for work. Something urgently needed to be picked up from the warehouse, and I'm responsible for the warehouse, so I left the department and slowly walked towards the elevator. As I approached IT, I heard footsteps. Behind me, IT was a young man. They sent him to escort me. Hello. Oleg Ruslan called your department about devices that need to be picked up from the warehouse. Hello. Yes, I know. You get your devices now. I said with a little anger. Okay, don't be angry, Auntie. I understand everything. You're getting distracted from the celebration, but work is work, the young man said with a little sadness. I just glared at him and remembered that I'd seen him once. On our floor. When we were walking past, we came level and I smiled at him, and he smiled at me. In response, I thought, what an old fool. I hope he's forgotten that moment, otherwise now. I won't be able to fight off a young man. You look great. Oleg started hitting on me. Just let's do it without any hints. You're going to the warehouse now. You get your equipment and go to work in your own place, and I go to my department. I'm married and I don't need adventures. I hope you understood that, and that's exactly what I told him. I realized that he might not be able to get by with just the equipment. He glanced at my cleavage a couple of times, describing with each gaze the arc from my neck to the end of my not so long dress. Of course, he said. Lady, just get the utensils, don't worry, but you really do look great. Meanwhile, the elevator arrived. We went downstairs and I walked as best I could. I was tipsy. The warehouse was in the basement and there were no signs of life there at all. As I approached the warehouse, I swayed and almost fell, but Oleg caught me with a firm hand, adding, be careful. Lady, I hissed, thank you, to him. Smiling, I opened the warehouse and turned on the lights and told him to go get each utensils himself, and when he picked them up, I was waiting for him. I sat down in the chair with a magazine for signing. I felt so good and so bad. The alcohol was making itself felt, and at the same time, there was fun up there. I threw my head back and closed my eyes. Oleg quietly approached and began to peer into my cleavage. Where are you looking? I asked angrily. Where to go, he said calmly. There, and directed me. He looked a little embarrassed. It's good that no one was in the warehouse, otherwise, we would have been caught. After a while, The alcohol began to wear off, and I continued to sit at the edge of the table. I stood up and went to the restroom. I went to the mirror and was horrified. My makeup was smudged, and I didn't know where I was. I locked myself inside and began to tidy myself up. As I moved towards the department, various thoughts were running through my mind. When I went to my place, the fun continued. Someone was already dancing. There were guests from other departments on the table. A friend from other departments was also there. Olga, seeing me, came up and asked why I was taking so long and what was wrong with my face. I replied that I heard other people walking around. I sat with them for a while. And I looked like that because I had participated in some petitions. Olga seemed to believe me. Finally, my husband called and said he would come over. I got into my husband's car, and he, seeing me, yes, matter, he said, you're drunk, Lika. It's strange. You smell like vodka and something else. You're all alcoholic. You drank a tea, and we slowly drove home, after which my loving husband put me to bed with Ivern. Not even suspecting. N.